Okay, welcome back. My HTPC build series, and what I wanted to do was actually build a new 4K system, and so these are the components that I've used, and so I can recommend them because I know they do in fact work. But first, so this is the case. It was an Antec VSK 2000, Antec VSK 2000 -U3. The case is pretty good. It's a little bit larger than I would like. It does have a bright LED light right up front showing the power is on. It's a little brighter than I would like too. I'm probably going to just put something over that to kind of dim it down a little bit. This particular case takes a TX power supply. So I got the TX300 watt. Pretty standard. It's an elongated PSU versus the more square rectangular style. Next is let's see, the motherboard that I used. So there were two different motherboards I got. I wound up going with this one. I got this one on clearance because it was an open box at Micro Center for $75. Regular is about $95. The other motherboard that I was looking at was the MSI A520M Pro, which is this one here. This sells for, this was $79 at the time. I think it's a little bit less now. So that's a cheaper option. This is the current one I'm running. I believe that one should work fine. There is one issue, which I'll talk about in 1 second when I talk about the processor. But other than that, the motherboard is fine. Okay, so the processor. I got the AMD Ryzen 5 5600G. So this had an onboard video, and that was an issue as well. I wanted to have onboard video because I did not want to have a discrete video card. However, the OS system which I use, Libre Electric for the Kodi system, does not play well with the onboard video for the CPU. So I did have to get a discrete video card. So that is the reason this one has the onboard. However, in looking at the processors anyway, this still winds up being probably the most reasonable price processor that plays really good and works. However, okay, as I mentioned, there was an issue. Okay, both this motherboard and the MSI A520, they work with this processor. However, the motherboards must be flashed prior to this processor working, which means you buy this out of the box and take it home, put it in this processor, it's not going to work because it needs to be flashed. It does not recognize this processor out of the box. Same with the other one. So the only way to do that is to have a lower grade processor, which you can put in the motherboard and flash it. And if you don't have a lower end processor, then you need to take it to either probably where you bought it, if it's a computer place. Micro Center did mine. I think it was $20, or probably any computer shop will flash that for you as well. Probably expect, again, pay maybe in the range of $20 to have it flashed. But you'll be very happy with this processor and the motherboard. Second, with the motherboard, I got the for the drive system, Samsung SSD 980. It's an M.2 drive. Just fits right in under the motherboard. Perfect. The memory I got was 8 gigs. It was the G-Skill DDR4 2400. 2 4 gig sticks. This particular motherboard has 4 slots, so I'm only using 2 slots. The A520 has 2 slots. Okay, so that's the memory. Now the discrete video card I got was the MSI. It's a GeForce GT1030. This is not a gaming video card. Most of you all would probably know that. This is a great card though for a theater PC. Again, since I cannot use the onboard video, once I put this in, then the Libre Electric worked fine, booted up correctly, and I was able to load the Libre Electric operating system code on top of it. But then it acts like an appliance versus a computer and then going into an application to run the theater PC. That is one of the beauties about Libre Electric, is it treats the system as an appliance, meaning you don't ever deal with the computer operating end of it. You just hit the button, power it on, and now you're in the theater PC system. So those are the products which I used to build it. This, like I mentioned, this is a 4K system, 4K through this at 60 hertz. So that's another thing. I will make a video on this as far as the differences of 30 hertz and 60 hertz and a side-by-side comparison, split view, so you'll kind of be able to see why a lot of people go, I want to keep it at the film rating, whatever hertz that is. I want to go with what I think looks good and what plays good. So we'll do a side-by-side comparison, and I'll show you some differences. So anyway, like I said, the system works great, so you should be able to get these parts and have no issues. If you do, you could probably ask me in the comments and I could assist. But as it did, everything virtually worked out of the box other than needing to flash the motherboard. The motherboard must be flashed in order for this CPU or any later revision CPUs than your earliest CPUs listed on the spec sheet to work. So keep that in mind. But then everything else, plug and play, and it was good. So thanks again always for watching. I'm trying to make this video really quick, few edits. And hopefully my next video will be a side-by-side comparison on the a little bit of the video demonstration and what I think works really good. Thank you, and see you next time.